forgot to set this up, guys. Gotta have my Christmas music. All right. Good morning, everybody. First in the gate, JK NoCal. Mr. Ruggedly Handsome himself. Let me get to the... Good morning, JK. Merry Christmas to you and yours. All right. Let's go to the dashboard, get to the channel. Let's edit this. Good morning, everybody. Thumbs up are appreciated. If you're coming in, I appreciate the thumbs up. Good morning, Pineapple. Let me go ahead and put the thumbnail up. Got to go through 5,000 steps to get on live stream with Streamlabs. Here we go. Do 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 do. All right, there we go. The new router seems to be working really, really well. Good morning, Bella Rose, the Queen of Buffalo. Make sure I'm muted here. Good morning, Kim. How you doing, lovely? One of my wonderful mods. One of your... All right. I think we got things pretty well set. Got a few things to talk about this morning. There we go. Okay, you're definitely blocks. Miss Gannad. I don't know who Miss Gannad. Hey, Diane. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah to you. I don't see it. There's Gina. I see you, Gina. You're not blocked, honey. Good morning to you. Number one, let me just start this morning. Yes, it's the holiday season. I know by the time Christmas is over, you'll be so sick of the music, the backgrounds, and all of that. But it is what it is. You can't decide on a pick, yeah. Well, I've tried to add a few emojis to the things. Hey, Alt Universe, I love you, Rosie. Yay! Charlotte, good morning, honey. How are you today? Number one, thank you to those of you who were on the McNamara channel last night. Did a nice lemon, really infused lemon cake last night, kind of in the bundt style. Good morning, Leanne. You're up on my telly in all your glory. There you go, Beryl says I have a new Android box. Yay! Quinny, good morning to you. You love the tree, thank you. I appreciate that. So it's very important to say thank you to those of you who were on last night. There will be a lot of holiday baking coming up. We have, what do we have? Eight days until Christmas here. I'm getting more excited. I'm getting more excited for the holidays coming up. I am fangirling you when you say hi to me. Oh, thank you. That's so cute. Last night was a lot of fun. More holiday baking to coming up over this week and early next week. Yeah, JK NoCal first in the gate today, and always glad to see you. Hello, Quirky. Nice to see you this morning. I hope everything is going well in Quirky land. So a lot of fun last night, and depending on weather, I think we'll be heading out today to pick up some ingredients to make maybe a jambalaya. I think Elvis might be cooking tonight. We will see. Look like some really interesting recipes. Seems to me, you can make things as complicated or as simple as you want them to be. And when you think about the roots of Cajun, which were French that were on the run, many of them from the law, and they went deep into the swamps of Louisiana to escape the long arm of the law. I believe that their cooking was very simple in nature, and started to blend in things from the local surroundings where they lived, So I think you can make a jambalaya simple, or you can make it complicated. Hello, Carlos. Good morning to you. Today, my mom made some beans, tacos, and sausage lunch with her family. Yes, I would eat pepperoni pizza from Pizza Hut. All right. Why aren't I in Reno? Well, number one, the weather's going to be degrading over the next couple days, and we're working on installing the water tank on the van. And in order to do a good installation with padding and everything to protect the water tank, I have to do a lot of standing outside in the back of the coach to be able to position the water tank. I don't want to stand in the rain. I don't want to stand in the mud to do that. We had 3 good weather days here, and then the rains will return. And I thought, rather than use those great days to go up to Reno, where it was 17 and 18 degrees overnight, I would use those days to get the van work, because once the water tank is installed, except for the compounding and waxing on the exterior, most of the work will be on the inside of the van. We're going to begin putting up paneling, tabletops, countertops. I hope to have the plumbing operational today. So, what do you think of all the fighting going on? And boy, you think the holidays is getting to everyone. I don't know. You know, I don't really have too much to say about that, Carlos. It's like, I keep my holidays simple. I keep them on track. I remember the spirit of the season. And there is a lot of going back and forth. I'm subscribed to many of these people. I see what's going on. And it's, everybody has a right to run their channel exactly the way that they want to run it. And when you start to see streams taken down and put private, then you kind of know that they were they were a little tough. Put white vinegar and white rice. Jasmine is too floral. Stan wearing a swimsuit. I had it on last night on what there was of it on the Rosie McNamara channel. So if you want to, you can go over there and see the micro from last night. Good morning, Cupcake. Yeah, can't wait for the paneling and table install. Things are going to go pretty fast. I'm going to do a first update. I'm going to record a video updating. We've run the heater lines. We've got the water tank sitting in the coach now, positioning that. There's a lot of safety concerns when you're using the Suburban propane heaters that heat the coach up. We have to make sure that there's not a fire. I'm also very thoughtful of you don't ever want to be trapped in a van in the event of fire. And because we're built out to the back of the coach, I think we're going to need to develop some type of emergency pull handle for the rear door, because it's very hard to access. Any home, whether it's a motor home or a regular home, I believe that you need 2 escape routes to get out of that. So by having functional back doors, I think it could save your life in the event that there is a fire. My transfer set popped off. My bed is soaked. Oh no! Oh no, I'm sorry, Cupcake. Hi, Michael. How you doing, Jackie Blue? Nice to see you. Jojo, the crazy clown, good morning to you. Oh wow, got it fixed, but still need an anti-anxiety pill or 2. Wow. Shout out to Mama Ricky. Went to the urgent care and had quite a bit of pain last night. I hope you're feeling better. And anybody that's in pain there and deals with pain on a daily basis, chronic diseases, illness, I understand this is a place to have fun. What the heck was that, Jen? Sounds like somebody's trailer got disconnected on the street or something. Sounds like somebody's trailer got disconnected on the street or something. It sounds like something bad happened out there. There's a reason they call it the Street of Shattered Dreams. Good morning, Harvey. How you doing, Star Walker Blue? Let me see. We might have had some action out front. I don't know whether somebody hit a bump with their trailer of garden and landscaping equipment, or. Hold on a minute. Nothing's obvious out there. All right, nothing going on. We do have a lot of accidents out here, so hit and run as usual. Thank you. These people don't understand how strong the word block list is in here. So, fat slobser, have a good day, my friend. Hit and run as usual. 18, yes. Don't let it be the Lisa Marie. Well, the Lisa Marie is tucked away in the back of the property here. It's a war zone. Good morning, smooth operator. I should say good afternoon. You love the drone footage. The trees around you are humongously tall. On the west, on the northwest, on the north side of the property here, there's some gigantic redwood trees. And you can see that it's some of the tallest trees around. I always worry in a windstorm that they're going to come down. Rosie, looks like you've been working out. Yeah, try doing a van rebuild. That'll flatten your tummy and get you into good shape, that's for sure. Keep an eye out for your packages. Yeah, I heard we have another thief box in the neighborhood. We will. The drone footage was epic compared to what happened to Kitty Hawk over 100 years ago. Isn't that the truth? And I would encourage all of you to go over to the Rosie Murphy channel. There's a playlist just dedicated to drone flights. And what happened last year really shattered my confidence flying the drone. Yeah, did you see it on Night Door or whatever? Yeah. I'm glad we kind of have the brick wall that hides things behind the wall when they put a package there. Okay. Okay. And good morning, Missy Jen.
Good morning.
Good morning. There she is. Hello, Road. Love when you come on. I'm work listening to you makes my night less boring. Thank you, lovable rogue. So I can't wear what I wear baking if I haven't worked. I don't want to be hanging out. I like to hanging out, but not hanging out all over. So, Gina, let me tell you, this is a Phantom 4 4K drone, and although I videoed in 4K, I rendered it in 1080p. Every time that drone goes airborne, a couple thoughts cross my mind. Number one, it took me a long time to save up for that drone. It was a very expensive drone, but it videos in 4K. We also took the step of having a dedicated controller as opposed to using a cell phone to run that. That was additional expense. Okay, so that's a lot of money every time that thing goes airborne. And then because the thing dropped out of the sky last week, it went up to 50 feet, the engine cut out, it dead dropped 50 feet to the ground, it busted one of the legs off, it screwed up the gyroscope balance. I had to send the thing down to Torrance, California in Southern California to the DJI repair place. That was a couple $100 to get that back. Well, the upside is they give you, when you do send up your drone again for the first time after repair, it starts a 1-year warranty on it. So yeah, that was a very simple drone flight, and I did a little post editing, zoom and some other things on that, but that was just like a confidence builder. So number one, I worry about the money that's taking flight every time that thing goes up. Number two, I worry about if that thing loses control, as it almost did in Napa Valley when I was at the Culinary Institute of America, the CIA at Blackstone or Greystone over there. I brought the drone back after flying over Napa Valley a little bit, and the drone started to come down right in the middle of the highway, okay? And the only thing I could think about was there's going to be somebody that's had a few drinks at the wine tasting going through Napa Valley. This thing is going to suddenly be in their windshield, right? And they're going to think it's an alien invasion. They're going to swerve head on into a tractor trailer or a 2-lane road going up Napa Valley. and it's going to set off a horrific chain reaction accident. So that's another thing that I really, really worry about when the drone takes flight, because you're responsible for what happens to it. If money can't fix it, it's not broke. Yeah. So they did a good job fixing it. Yeah. I don't know how they would put a. Yeah, they should have an emergency parachute, but luckily at the last minute, uh, I have the video up of the drone losing control and it started spinning and it came down. Luckily, I was able to redirect it into a vineyard and I was able to crawl through the vineyard and was able to crawl through the vineyard and actually recover the drone. People fly drones all the time. It's not a big deal. Yeah, for them, they're very experienced, Carlos. I'm not. I'm not very experienced with it, so it's very nerve-wracking to me. Yeah, they would cause crashes, and you would be responsible for them. Plus, some places, hi Linda, some places you have to call ahead to the airport control tower. Like in Reno, you have to call ahead, and I did do a flight over Reno, the downtown, and you have to call ahead to let them know that what time you're going to be flying, where you're going to be. Chris says, I have a drone story over at my church. Someone lost their drone and a guy ran over it with the mower. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, if you don't have the money to replace it and all that, Carlos, it's kind of nerve-wracking, okay? Yesterday gave me a little bit of confidence. Oh, okay. Carl says, hi, Rosie. Federal Aviation Rule 103 covers all that. Thank you, Carl. And my wonderful friend Sky Carl has the distinction of having built a real plane in his own home. And you can see the video, and I'm not talking about a model plane, I'm talking about a real plane. So Craig said, here you got to get a license to fly them. So mine's only cheap Jonah camera, so I don't really care about mine. Yeah, in 2012 it was the Wild West of drone, but I only go up about 200 feet or so. You can go up as much as 800 feet on this, but I've got helicopters that fly around. You got to really be careful up there. So, oh, it looks like my emojis worked. Merry Christmas to all my wonderful subscribers. There we go. Changed my Nightbot message here. Today, they do take amazing footage. Chris said during the 2017, a guy got his drone stuck up in one of the redwoods in Coffee Park. Yeah. That was a hard landing. And, well, how come you don't catch it by hand? Number one, their propellers are still turning. You could get a nasty cut. I have 4K video capability. If you look at my drone flight over the Beverly Hillbillies mansion in Bel Air in Southern California, you can see the clarity and the beauty of flying over the Beverly Hills Jed Clampett's mansion. On the Beverly Hillbillies, it was crisp, it was clear, it was a beautifully controlled flight, and a lot of people are watching that on a daily basis. Well, I had a guy that lived a couple doors down. When I would be out back on the deck in summertime getting the sun, the guy would fly his drone into the property and hover around the back of it. So police here had a huge drug bust because this guy kept flying his drone over someone's pool. She complained they found 80 plants. Wow. Do you know how to make shredded tweet? I don't. Drone under a woman said, run over a bird with a lawnmower. Chris said during the 2017, there was a guy that had his drone up over my house during the evacuation. You know, he got fired for flying it during the emergency. They figured where he lived. It was crazy, yeah. I remember after the first day of the fire, they put a lot of restriction on because there were people up there trying to fly drones when CAL FIRE is flying around in the air and all that. Yeah, this was considered my property here, so this guy did this a few times, flying the drone into here. So that's when the rose bushes, the Ladybanks roses, were a little less filled out than they are now. So So enjoy those videos. They're over. Hey, hippie peace. They're over on the Rosie McNamara. Thank you, Carl. The Rosie Murphy channel. Most of them are over there. Buenos dias, Pink. Hey, Spanky. Let's see here. Did you crash another drone? Was this a story from the? Yeah, this was a story from the first time. Missy Jen and I were out back. We were flying the drone. And I guess I failed to have the, I guess I failed to go through a calibration mode. And the drone took off and it went 50 feet up in the air and the engine cut out and it just dead dropped right to the ground and it busted off one of the legs. It was terrible. I sent my drone on a waypoint over mission. When it came back, I was shocked. I nearly had a collision with a trauma. Wow, Steph. Ooh. Nearly had a collision with a trauma. Yeah, it's a real deal. Over here, My World says over here in the UK, they're trying to get people training to use them and have to have a license. Yeah. So it's something that you got to definitely watch out for in there. Thank you. Yeah, please hit the like button if you haven't done so. Coming in. Yeah, he was checking this out. He moved about a year ago. He moved on out of the area. There was a famous story in Kentucky of there was somebody who was flying. A guy's daughter would be on the property outside, and maybe bikinied up or something. This guy would keep flying his drone over their property, and the guy did take a gun and he shot the drone out of the air, and then he went up and he went into the neighbor and leveled the shotgun at him. Luckily, he didn't fire, but he got in all kinds of trouble. Hey, Anderson, Hedis Anderson, yes, Merry Christmas to you, and I hope that you have a great New Year. No, I haven't seen this streaker since walking. I haven't done any chooches in a long time, so... Spanky said, I'd like to have a drone, but I would buy a cheap one to learn, so when I crash, it's not a huge deal. The problem is, Spanky, that the simple ones, I think, are much harder to control, and they have less features. This drone has obstacle avoidance. Okay, so if a tree or a building is coming, it can get out of the way of that. Okay, that's a very important feature. It has sort of in-flight crash protection. And there's a few other features. It can do what's called the circle mode, the point of interest. If there's a church or something out there and you want everybody to see all around that, you can make it a point of interest, and the drone will automatically have the camera pointed inward and it will do a circle flight around that point of interest. So I've not done that yet. Yeah, maybe it ran out of gas. The thing, well, we always make sure the batteries are all charged before we put it airborne. Make a jammer. So it has a lot of features. Hello, Lisa. Nice to see you. Changed your pic this morning, Gina. Okay. Yes, deer shot works. Anyway, this guy got in all kinds of trouble for confronting his neighbor for the drone. The cop's like, you were all good until you left your property to go find Drone Boy and then confront him with a shotgun. That's where you went bad. Okay. Yeah, I think they have to work on 2.4. They have to work on that. That's a far-reaching. This thing can go about a half a mile. So now I have a little more confidence to go out and fly it. So I think it'll be a traveling partner for me from now on. But I would probably always stop in at the local police station of any town that I stopped in, or Google it and see if there's any restrictions on flying. Some places don't want you to fly that. Hello, Valerie. My son-in-law uses a drone to check on his sheep. He's a farmer. No buildings in sight. Wow, that's pretty cool. Shoot the pigeon down. Yeah, I'm scared of guns, but I'm pro-gun. Yeah, I feel comfortable around. I think I'm much more effective with a handgun. The threat was illuminated, but he took it. Yeah, the threat was. Yeah, he took it. It took it a step too far when you do that. You go into a confrontational mode there. I don't know if any of you are using Streamlabs. I use Streamlabs exclusively for all of my streaming. I know that Zoom is very easy. I know that what's the other one that people use? I can't remember the one that has a little duck on it or whatever. I can't remember what the name of that is. The other streaming app. And the reason I chose Streamlabs is because of all the interactive features it has. It has the text to speech, it cuts over to mobile. So when you're out chooching and things like that, if people choose to tip, they can participate in a chat, they can have their message read out. It does also have a word filter on there too that filters that out too. So now, because I have the Streamlabs, they've now, one of the worst things about going mobile with a cell phone, sometimes you lose the signal. And now Streamlabs is offering this upgrade package that has a very interesting feature to it. Like I would be, and there's some areas that are blackout zones in the city, you cannot get a signal. But now Streamlabs has worked out a deal. Hello, Ron. Hey, Janie. Streamlabs has worked out a deal with the cell companies that if you buy this advanced package, and I'm not promoting it, I don't have any monetary interest in it. I'm not compensated on Streamlabs to promote it. But now, if Streamlabs and your mobile senses that you're losing your signal on your dedicated carrier, they will automatically pick up your signal on whatever cell tower may be available for whatever company. And they will not drop your signal anymore. And I think that is a pretty amazing feature. If you're a mobile choocher like I am, and somebody that's out there doing a ton of mobile streams in Vegas, Timbuktu, Detroit, Chicago, there's some areas with bad cell coverage. Like I'm trying to think, Verizon, where were they? Verizon was notoriously weak down in some parts of LA down there, but this will allow you will not drop your stream. And I think that's an incredible feature to have. If you're like me and you do tons of mobile streaming with the cell phone, that's a very good feature to have. Thank you, Fundy. Let's see, Rosie, you have a huge yard and nice layout. Never saw it from the sky. Did you like the way Fundy? It's like a small patch of green in the middle of this. It's like the last green space that hasn't been asphalted or graveled over in the area. And these developers are so hot to come in with a bulldozer and just knock down all the properties here and make an apartment complex here. So I think that's a great thing. Starwalker said people are using drones to drop off drugs in prison yards. Wow, huge problem here. I never even thought about that. I'm still on Verizon. I'm very happy with Verizon, Spanky. Very thrilled. Compared to the problems I had on T-Mobile, the Verizon is top notch. Top notch. Thank you, Fondy. It's the only real open green space in developments around here. You can see them all packed in with apartment houses and things on the side. That's always why we're having a million accidents here on the street, because the street's parking on both sides and it's tight. People pull out, they have no visibility on the street. Thank you, Fondy. Yeah, people will exploit everything. When it goes to crap, AM radio for preppers, yeah. I would agree. Thank you, Pink. It was great. When drones first came out, I followed one to a nearby neighbor's home. Well, they do good footage, and the 4K is amazing. I want to take it out to the coast and do a pull away from the cliffs over the ocean and run that up and down a little bit over there. I think that would be some very epic footage. Yeah, you've always had Verizon. Hey, hello, Deb. I had T-Mobile for 16, 17 years. But when I was traveling with Missy Jen on our 7,633 mile journey in February and March of 2018, the whenever we got away from a major city, Missy Jen was on Verizon and she had her Apple phone and she would be, watching YouTube videos and things, and I had no signal capability whatsoever. And once I switched over to, I got frustrated on live streams in Oakland and places where T-Mobile would drop. Once I added Verizon, it improved like 90% over the way that it used to be. Who was hovering over the daughters, laying? There was some famous case in Kentucky. There was a neighbor that kept spying on this guy's daughter or daughters. I'm going to go cut a piece of cake in a minute here, so it turned out really well. It's beautifully infused. Merry Christmas, Raylene. Let me go ahead and grab a piece of that cake. I'm hoping Jen's going to try a piece too. Here, Missy Janice, you said get a piece, but don't make a mess. There it is, and it's got the nice sugar crusting on top of that, and real good lemon flavor. Mm. Mm. Delicious, delicious. Oh, he'll like it, but he won't love it, Johnny says, I can't wait for Christmas to be over. I love Christmas. Yeah, Jen told me, yeah, she's got my card marked. She's like, keep that kitchen clean in there. She doesn't muck around with she's been a good sport. She has endured mud being tracked into the house and a backyard just full of tools and wood and all screws and nails and everything that you can think of. She's been a very good sport. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have any coffee. You heard Amazon drop FedEx. Huh, interesting. Well, there's going to be a lot of package thieves out this time of year. You believe it, especially in an area like this where there's a zillion homeless walking around. Mm. You could? Here's the thing about oranges. Lemon flavor punches through. Lemon is strong. Lemon holds up in baking. Lemon is bright. It's pure. It's almost electric when you have lemon. Orange is not as doesn't have the citric component that I believe lemons have, and as a result, it doesn't quite hit as hard when you're baking as does lemons. So, porch pirates are nuts. Yes, they are. So it's almost like you got to keep an eye on everything these days. No, nobody's buffering Lotus Blossom on here. Just refresh your browser and you should do fine on here. So, yep, no buffering here. Yeah, you add that zest, about a half a cup of zest. It's gonna be zinged in like it's unbelievably how punchy. And then you do the infused sugar infused with the lemon juice and pour it on, and it absorbs down in the top inch of the cake. It is so delicious. Yeah, Deb, I just for purposes, I don't disclose the security things that we have at the rancho now. Hello, Vicky. Let's just say that basically everything that goes on here, especially from the front side, is recorded. So, hey, Vicky, good morning. All right, Meyer lemons are really tart. They're delicious. UPS was delivering in a U-Haul. Isn't that terrible? Hello, farm. So, I will probably stream on the Murphy channel because we are installing doing the water tank installation today, and that may be of interest to people. If Marshall chooses to cook tonight, we'll stop about 4 or 5 o'clock, go out and pick up some ingredients, set up weather permitting outside again, and let him do his thing with a jambalaya. Well, it's not Fort Knox, Spanky, but I do like to record who comes onto the property. Do 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 do. Yeah, they won't even knock anymore. They put it on the porch, leave it. I had a passport chewed up by a dog because FedEx left the package on the porch. Wow. FedEx left my friend's Apple computer on the porch and didn't even ring the bell. Yeah, they don't do that anymore. They just drop it. Then they blamed it on the old act of God routine. Really? Mm. Mm. Well, Fundy. I'm learning to chew with my mouth closed. Good morning, Cheryl. I was planning to on going live yesterday, but we ended up having to go out and get parts for the for the water tank install. Then Marshall wanted to stop at O'Reilly's and pick up some more compound. Then we had to stop at the big box store to pick up some more lumber. So that by the time we got all these errands done, he wanted to go to West Marine and look at the fittings, new fittings for the side of the RV. Then we went to the RV parts place and had to pick up things. So it was literally about 3 hours on the road yesterday. So there just wasn't time. Okay, if he overheats, add some sour cream. Okay. Heard the dog bowl. The cake is very I know you are, Fundy. Excuse me. I know you're kidding. Caramelize, reduce. Blew myself away here. Some delivery companies said they left my parcel in a safe place behind a dead plant. I have iron railings at the front of my house. Yeah, caramelize is the new reduce. Well, it's going to be interesting. We'll get this water system fired up today, and that'll be another major step forward. And all that really leaves is for the paneling and for the kitchen to be redone, and then the tabletop surfaces. Thank you. And then the van build is done. I mean, all the wiring's been run for a max air fan, for all the ghetto pimp lights that are going to be on it, the outside, on the front grill, around the grill is going to have LEDs, and over the awning, the inside of the coach, ringing the coach. It's going to look like a real pimp mobile. Had to run all that wiring for that stuff, so it's been pretty crazy. Yeah, that moved the curtains, you know. It is what it is. I saved the good top for last. Mm. 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 That is so good. Mm. Unbelievable hidden cam footage FedEx. Yeah, there's a lot of that stuff. Tossing it over the fence, all that. Would you say you have an accent? The way you pronounce water, wash? Yeah, it's typical from the people in Baltimore. They call everybody Hun. How you doing, Hun? Just go watch Hairspray, and you'll the movie. You'll hear all the Baltimore accents you can handle. Gotta wash my clothes. Frankie said, Rosie, you sneeze like a girl. Well, you know, as long as I present like one. Just don't open your mouth, don't sneeze, don't eat. I'll be good to go. So if you're on Streamlabs and you're doing mobile, make sure to check that out. I think that's a fantastic, I think it's worth, I'm not going to buy it now because I'm not really mobile too much. But when I'm out on the road again, you better believe I'm going to sign up for that package that doesn't drop your signal. Yay, sisterhood. Yeah, please date in Walnut. Yeah, I like dates. I love them. Ba 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 ba. A Hyundai accent. That's good. Do do do. Deborah says the first time I heard Rosie talk, I knew she was Baltimore. I up the road from my homegrown Northern Virginia. Is there a cast left on the turbinada? Yeah, there's a nice crust left. It is delicious. Yep. Is Streamlabs a way to get around? Yes, it is, Spanky. You can go live without hitting your 1,000 requirements on Streamlab. Yeah, Pennsylvania and Maryland. Okay. How observant is Cupcake Singer? Anyway, guys, it promises to be a fun day today. Have a wonderful day. Be kind and lift somebody else up, okay? And I will see you out on the van build and then possibly some cooking tonight. So we shall see. A big day here in Rosie's world. This was my Boyd rendered song. Boyd is the best today. Boyd all the way. Boom. Thank you, everybody. Have a